Hi and welcome to Jump Inside, and with Season 5 of Stranger Things just around the corner, we're doing a recap of Stranger Things Season 1 Episode 1. I've been re-watching the entire seasons to prepare for the final coming in this November, and I've been doing it to find out if it is still as good as I can remember. So without no further ado, let's find out if Stranger Things is still good in 2025. Alright, before we get into this, just to let you know, there will be spoilers from Series 1, Episode 1, so just to let you know that if you don't want spoilers, it's best to go off and watch it, then come back here afterwards. So we start off with something strange going on in Hawkins Lab. Some of the lights are flickering and somebody is running away from something. We're not quite sure what it is yet, but we are aware that it's dangerous, otherwise why would he be running away? Something is chasing him and he runs for the elevator. He thinks he's safe, but then the thing that's chasing him grabs him in the elevator. Then immediately after that, we switch to 4 kids playing Dungeons & Dragons. Yay, happy thoughts now. If you haven't played Dungeons & Dragons, then it's quite simple. It involves a lot of dice, like a D12 or a D20 to make your moves. And then also, you have a Dungeon Master who can make up the story. He can literally make anything happen. There's no rules. He can just do whatever he wants. And you play this on a board, and, you know, you don't have to play it on a board, but, you know, most people do play it on a board. This can take up to weeks and months to complete campaigns, and this pretty much aligns with kind of what the writers of the series are doing, because they can make monsters happen, they can do whatever they want with the series, they can take it into any direction they want to, it's up to them. So they're playing the game and Mike puts a Demigorgon in the campaign. Will rolls the dice, but the dice roll off the table, they lose the dice so they have to go searching for it, and then Mike's mum tells them that it has to end because it's getting quite late. Everyone's still trying to look for the dice, and actually Will finds the dice just before they all have to go home. He finds that it was a 7, but they all have to rush out the house. As the game ends, Will says to Mike in the garage just before he leaves, he said that he rolled a 7 and that the Demigorgon would have got him. In the next scene, we see the 3 riding back from Mike's place, and Lucas is the first person to disband from the group because he has to go home, and then Dustin and Will later decide to have a race. Dustin gets a bit out of breath, so he pauses and Will rides on ahead, and then as Will is riding on ahead, the lights start flickering and he sees something. He doesn't quite know what it is, but it looks like a dark figure. He crashes into the forest because he quickly gets out the way, and then he runs to his house as quick as possible, scared, because obviously the dark figure looks quite scary. He finds that his mum and his brother are working and they're not around, so there's no one to assist him with this dark figure as the dark figure approaches. Will runs for the shed as quick as possible and gets a gun ready because obviously he doesn't want the dark figure to take him or do anything, because, you know, like, it's a dark figure, it's scary, okay? And then from behind, Will looks at it. We don't see it, we are seeing it as the point of the monster, and then all of a sudden we switch scenes and Will's disappeared and there's no monster in sight. The following day, Will's mum Joyce has obviously finished her work, so we see her wake up, and she finds out that Will seems to be missing. She checks with Jonathan, who is Will's brother, and basically Jonathan thinks maybe, you know, as Will's not there, maybe he's at Mike's place. So Will's mum Joyce calls up Mike's mum to find out if Will's there, but there's no sign of Will. There's no sign at his house. Then of course we see Will's friends arrive at the school, but also there's no sign of Will at the school. So we're kind of on the approach that maybe Will is missing. After which we are introduced to some more people inside this series. For example, we meet Steve, who is boyfriend of Nancy. Nancy is Mike's sister. We also meet Hopper, who's the chief of police, who informs that Joyce's son is missing. He goes to his office and finds that Joyce is sitting there inside of his office. Hopper has a talk with Joyce, thinking about where Will might possibly be. He thinks A, either he might just be cutting school or something, or B, possibly with his dad. Joyce disagrees and thinks this is somewhat just very strange and he wouldn't be doing either. And then we cut to something completely different where we meet a guy called Dr. Brenner doing some kind of experiment. We're not quite sure what the experiment is, but we know it's at Hawkins Lab. It's the same place as where that scientist disappeared at the beginning of the episode, so we know something weird is going on there. And we think, because of the flashing lights, that it might be something to do with this monster. We hear them having a bit of chat to themselves, and we know that there's something very off. And they also mention there's a missing girl. And then in the next scene, we see a shaved-headed girl appear at a diner. Not quite sure what she's doing, but we find her around a kitchen and she's a bit hungry, so she eats the chips, and the owner takes notice and chases after her. Then we move back to Will's friends, who are having some fun with a radio communication system, and this is where Hopper enters inside the school, comes in the school, and asks to speak with the group, Lucas, Dustin, and Mike, and tells them to not go hunting for Will, as this is a very dangerous thing. Will's gone missing, so you shouldn't be going out looking for him. And then in the next scene, Will's mum is hanging out with Will in the fort that he built, but it turns out that this is just a memory, and it's all sad because Joyce and Jonathan are still looking for them. And then we move back to the scene with the cook and this girl, and they're talking, but she's not really responding, and we find out that she has a tattoo that has the number 011, which is 11. And then he thinks something weird's going on, so he reports this. Now, I'm going to end it there because there's a lot of stuff that's happening, and I don't want to reveal the whole episode. We're Jump Inside, and we don't like revealing the whole stuff. We only like revealing the introductions of things, but there's a lot of things that are happening, and with each different character crossing each different path, there's a lot of things to look out for, and they're all basically on the same goal. They're all looking for him. All this series takes twists and turns wherever it can, and yes, I for one can confirm that I absolutely love this. It's still as good as I can remember. It has not changed a single bit. And if you are interested in watching this, or you have watched this series, then tell me in the comments below. Tell me what you think of it, and tell me what your favorite series is. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in another Jump Inside video. Goodbye. Hey, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, then please don't forget to consider to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on another Jump Inside video. Goodbye.